welcome to this lavender painting workshop. This is the second one in the series, I suppose. There may be some more. This is the subject that we're going to be painting. This is the picture of a field I took when I was over in Provence in the south of France, and it's an interesting picture insofar as it's very odd that they've left one tree in the middle, which doesn't look as if it's particularly important or valuable, but there it is. There's this one tree and they've managed to plant their lavender around it. And I thought that was quite interesting. I thought I could probably make something interesting out of that. I looked at it in various different ways. I even cut it up at one point to see if I could move it about and see what I found was interesting. But in the end, I've decided to zoom in, so to speak, and do the painting that way. So this is what I have come up with. I will trace that off and give you the drawing of what I've done, but what I have done at the moment is simply done the drawing, so to speak, with masking fluid. So what I've got up here is I'm going to have the sky area, then I'm going to have the rows of the soil, and then the rows of the lavender, hence that little mark there to remind me that that's the lavender and that's the tree. We're going to do a big wash over the sky, and then the rows of the soil, what I thought to do, the best way of tackling it, is to paint it in the very pale colour there that we've got, and then use a spattering technique to get the texture, because it's quite gravelly soil that they have for the lavender fields. And then for the lavender, I'm going to use a technique called double loading, which is where you use a chisel type brush and you put one colour on the majority of it, and then you put another colour on one corner of it. And if you've done some of my other courses, you will probably have seen that. So that's going to be an interesting technique for you to learn, and hopefully it will give a nice effect to these sort of little bushes of lavender going up. So let's get started. I'm going to use a cerulean blue for the sky. Just going to paint a big wash over it down to the masking fluid rather, and get my cerulean blue. Nice big puddle of it. A bit too wet. Let's mix a bit more in. And I'm not going to be precious about this at all. By that I mean I'm not going to worry if it looks absolutely spotless graduated wash, because what I really want is a bit of a very loose feel to it. I want something that's going to be spontaneous and doesn't have that well planned, detailed, drawn in to the point of perfection. This is just going to be a nice easy painting. And as I say to my students many times, watch your motivation, because that should be your main focus. And my motivation here is the colours. So I'm going to put even more cerulean in. In fact, I'm even going to have a dash of ultramarine up the top, just to give it a bit more pizzazz. Okay, just like that. I'm just going to run the water down there, and we'll just leave it and see what it does. Smooth it out a bit. Even more colour at the top, and we'll leave that to dry, and I'll see you in the next lecture.